In the calmness of this Easter morning, the cry of St. Mary Magdalene echoes in our ears. They have taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we do not know where they have laid him. The tomb is empty. Jesus is not there. We see in those words of St. Mary Magdalene the depth of her devotion to Jesus. We can hear in those words her personal story rising to the surface of her memories. How encountering Jesus had completely transformed her life, and now he's no longer there. They have taken him. We can almost feel the anguish at the apparent loss of Jesus' body. This initial shock is still very physically orientated. The full reality of the resurrection is still to be played fully out. When Mary does meet with Jesus finally, when there is that reconnection or that sort of physical level, Jesus will say to her, "Noli me tangere," do not touch me. Recognizing that Jesus is no longer bound to the things of the earth. Now the perspective shifts to the eternal. The resurrection of Jesus has ushered in a new era in humanity's relationship with Jesus. And Mary Magdalene is the first witness to this. It's a wonderful testimony to Mary that the Church recognizes and bestows upon her the title of Apostle to the Apostles. Placing Mary Magdalene in such a pivotal place in the resurrection story becomes a great reminder to us that encountering the risen Jesus changes lives. Just look to the healing and transformation which takes place in the life of Mary herself. Look at the restoration of her dignity. Look at not to her past and to her past sins, but rather to her place as the one who testifies to the resurrection. And her testimony continues to be shared down the ages up to today. I love Pope Benedict's reflection on this. Pope Benedict reflects that the risen Jesus, he says, these are his words, is the one who allowed her to be reborn, who gave her a new future, who gave her a life of goodness and freedom from evil. And so Mary's testimony is for us too. As Pope Benedict reflects that every Christian relives Mary Magdalene's experience. It's the encounter that changes lives. Pope Benedict says that faith is born anew, more alive and more stronger than ever. This resurrection message is something we need to hear today, that we are not the summation of our past. We are not so bruised and broken that the risen Jesus cannot use us as his instrument. Today, through Mary Magdalene, we recognize and celebrate the transformative journey of healing which has begun, which we begin at Lent. Now we become apostles of the resurrection ourselves. We become part of that powerful lineage. The Lord has truly risen. Alleluia.